With a week to go until the quarterfinals of the Champions Leagues begin, it is time to give the predictions. But not just for the quarterfinal, semifinal, or the final. We're going to be predicting the winner of the Champions League in today's video. So remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and also get your predictions in the comments down below. Who will be lifting the two big ears at Wembley Stadium this season? This is the bracket. A very intriguing bracket, because one is, you would say, top heavy, and one is a bit more, we're going to get a surprise finalist. And it's similar to last year where we had Inter and Man City in the final. Inter were kind of the underdogs. Nobody really gave them a shot. Man City were obviously the overwhelming favorite, I think, throughout that Champions League season. But now after the international break, and that's why I wanted to wait until after the international break to get these predictions, has the narrative changed a lot for these teams? When you think about Dortmund, finally, you beat Bayern. Dankeschön, finally. Then Bayern. I mean, the less said about them, the better. Then you got Real Madrid. What about Man City? Is everybody saying, Man City, they're not the same? Well, we're going to predict every game. We're going to predict every tie. Then I'm going to predict the semifinals and the finals. So here we go. The first matchup, of course, it is Atletico de Madrid against Borussia Dortmund. When both of these teams saw the draw, elation. They said, guys, we did it. We did it, guys. One of us are going to be in the semifinal. Now, who's going to be in the semifinal? I think for Atletico, a very tough and inspirational victory over Inter Milan. And obviously, we've seen in the away fixtures in La Liga and Champions League, Atletico are not the same team. They thrive, absolutely thrive at the Wanda Metropolitano. It's a fortress. Diego Simeone knows how to get the crowd involved in the game, and his players feed off the energy. The key for this tie is that second leg being in Dortmund. If Dortmund can just, if you're going to lose, don't lose 3-0, don't lose 2-0. Lose 1-0, 2-1, take a 1-goal loss or get a draw, take it back to Dortmund, and we know Borussia Dortmund are a very good home side. And they have shown it in Europe and in the Bundesliga for a couple seasons now. I think the key here is the play of Griezmann, the play of Donyell Malen, if he will be fit. I'm pretty sure he will be fit for the tie. And you see Sancho. Sancho is improving his game. But what I saw over the weekend, especially from Dortmund, is when Mats Hummels and Schlotterbeck played the way they did, they were outstanding against Bayern Munich. And they're going to have to be outstanding against a Morata, a Memphis Depay, or a Griezmann. They're going to have to be excellent. They have to just keep Griezmann and Memphis Depay quiet. Don't allow the service into Morata. Morata will miss the chances, but don't give him 5 chances. He'll at least put one of them in. He'll be onside for one of them. And the key for Atleti is, defensively, I don't think you can be wide open as they were at times in that second leg at home against Inter. Inter were not clinical, and that was their downfall. Dortmund have clinical players. Donyell Malen, Füllkrug, Sancho. They have a lot of good players. Adeyemi. So I think this is the key for a lot of people that are sleeping on Dortmund. Is, yes, are they Dortmund and have they been bottle jobs in the last couple seasons? Yeah, you could say that, and especially last year. But in the Champions League, what they have is experienced players. They have experienced players. Now, Kobo needs to be back though. Kobo in goal, he needs to be back for Borussia Dortmund. Atleti, they got to ride with Koke. They got to get Rodrigo de Paul to have a much better game than what he did. So it's really going to be fascinating because I'm pretty sure Dortmund are going to go away to Madrid and just sit back and defend and say, hey, Atleti, this is your job now. Your job is to break us down. And then Dortmund are going to say in that second leg, we'll take the game to you. But what I don't want to see from Dortmund also, first half against PSV, I thought they were great. They should have been 3-0 up, 4-0 up. Second half, they allowed PSV back into the game and PSV couldn't finish their chances. You cannot do that against Griezmann or Atletico because Atletico will punish you. So I think this is going to be absolutely fantastic. I think it's going to be fantastic. I really do. I'm really hyped for this tie. And my prediction is I think Dortmund will be going through because the second leg is in Dortmund. Now, if the second leg was in Madrid, I'll give it to Atletico. I just think that's going to be such a key aspect in this tie. And the key will be for Atleti, you have to win that first home leg by 2 goals. But don't kill. Like I said, it's 50-50. like all of these ties are. But for this one, I'm going Borussia Dortmund. And then the second tie is PSG and Barcelona. Luis Enrique returns. Ousmane Dembele, he returns to Barcelona. I'm sure he's going to get a wonderful reception from the Barcelona crowd. With Barcelona, it's a fascinating season. Highs and lows. Xavi's leaving at the end of the season. No trophies as of now. Their only trophy they can win is the Champions League. Are Barcelona actually going to do this, people? Because right now, you look at them and you just say, the kids that they have that are promoted into the first team, Kubarsi, Lamine Yamal, are they carrying these guys? Like the midfield, other than Gundogan, yes, okay, Fermin Lopez and Sergio Roberto and these guys. Without Gundogan, Barcelona are not a good team with the ball. Gundogan is that guy. He is so pivotal and vital to how Barcelona break down low blocks, able to transition in play. And then you have Lamine Yamal, you have João Felix, you have Lewandowski, and I don't hear people saying, give credit to Lewandowski. Oh, he's lived on Disney, he's finished this season, blah, blah, blah. The guy has actually put up good numbers and gotten critical goals this season. So I think for Barcelona, they're just kind of now riding on this emotion of, Xavi, this is your last couple months with the club. We want to send you out on a good note. And they're playing good football. It's not going to be Barcelona from when they had MSN people. They don't have the quality. If it's going to be a 1-0, 2-0, got to accept it. But Lamine Yamal, I mean, this kid is stupid. It's actually stupid how good he is at this age. Decision making, the calmness, the flair, it's wonderful to watch. And he's going to have a tough game against either Lucas Beraldo or Lucas Hernandez or Nuno Mendes. It's going to be one of those guys. So it's going to be tough for Lamine Yamal. And they're probably going to try and be very physical with him. But we've seen a lot of teams trying to do that to Lamine Yamal. It's nothing to him. Nothing to him. What about for PSG? Look, for PSG, I don't really take into account a lot in the Ligue 1 because, well, I mean, if Brest, shout out to Brest, are second place in Ligue 1, then it's been a weird season. I mean, of course, Lyon doing the thing in Monaco, but PSG have it on lock. They have it on lock, Ligue 1. So, when it comes to the Champions League, they did give up a lot of chances to Real Sociedad. Donnarumma's been playing, I think, a lot better since he made that terrible mistake earlier in the Champions League this season against Newcastle. Lucas Beraldo has been a good addition. I think Vitinha's really stepping up in the midfield. And you got Mbappe. It's just so funny. When you watch like Mbappe and Luis Enrique, you just know they don't care. Luis Enrique don't care about Mbappe. He just takes him off. He's like, yeah, okay, cool. Mbappe, all he wants to do is show up in the Champions League. He wants to show everybody in Europe who don't watch Ligue 1 to see what he is all about. And we know Mbappe is the best player in the world. He is. He's the best player in the world. So, in this tie, PSG, we saw very good in transition. And you're going to have to be against Araujo, Koundé, Kubarsi, and whoever's going to play left back for Barcelona. So I think that's going to be a key thing for Xavi going up against Luis Enrique. How do you nullify Mbappe? If I'm honest, I would not worry about Dembele. At times when I was watching Le Classique on Sunday night, Dembele was coming in the 10 position and receiving the ball. And he lost it about 3-4 times. Now, if Dembele receives the ball out wide, different story. He can create, he can't finish, but he can definitely create. And who's going to play the striker role? Well, it's been Mbappe sometimes. So I think there's going to be a lot of key battles, and it's clearly going to be the midfield. And I think PSG can compete with Barca's midfield because Barca are missing Frenkie de Jong and Pedri. Even though they could be back for the first tie, they'll most likely be back for the second tie. So if Barca can just, not get destroyed in Paris, take it back to Barca, they might look good then. They might look good. So, who's going to win this tie? I think it's going to be Barcelona, people. I think it's going to be Barcelona. I think Barcelona will beat PSG and end Mbappe's time with Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League. It will be over then. And I think they will do it. Lewandowski will come up clutch. I think Lamine Yamal will come up clutch. And it's nothing against PSG. I think PSG have sort of gone under the radar this year, and they've been playing a lot better. But I just don't see the quality in the midfield especially. And there's no, If they had another devastating attacker alongside Mbappe, because I'm not, like, Colomboani and Dembele have not played well this season. Yeah, okay, they might play well sometimes in Liga. I don't care. I'm sorry, guys. I don't care. What you do in the Champions League will determine how well you can play in this tie, and they haven't shown up really. But they could shut me up and prove me wrong, but I think Barcelona have got this. Now, let's get to the third tie, because it is a discussion of revenge. Revenge. Revenge is so sweet. It's sweet like dulce de leche. It's sweet. Can Arsenal fans, can they taste it? They can taste a Bayern revenge. Obviously, we know the last time these two teams played each other in the Champions League. It's a long time ago. And both teams are very different. Very different. So that aspect of revenge, I don't really understand it. I think it's completely different teams. But look at the way Arsenal are defending. They are one of the best teams out of possession. With the way they're organized and the two center backs of Gabriel and Saliba. I mean, those guys are monsters. They're monsters. So it's going to be difficult for Harry Kane, I think, to get, involved in the play. And when he's going to drop deep to receive the ball, because he's going to be frustrated. He's going to be like, okay, I'm not receiving the ball here. He's not going to be a striker who's going to run in behind. So then it's going to be down to Declan Rice and Jorginho. How do you deal with Harry Kane? That's going to be a fascinating thing for Arteta, because compared to Haaland, stationary striker. Wants to receive the ball in behind the defense or crosses. Harry Kane, drop deep, wants to link up play. So it's going to be a different sort of striker that Arsenal haven't faced a lot this season. But with those two center backs, they can deal with it. Now, what about Jamal Musiala? Didn't have a great game against Dortmund. I'm not saying after one game, yeah, this kid is terrible. I mean, this notion sometimes with football fans nowadays is one bad game, oh, the guy's overrated, this and... You're going to see here, people. Jamal Musiala is going to show up. He's going to show up. Now, can the other guy on the other side, Leroy Sané, please rise to the occasion? Can you rise, please? Like, he was so good until October. And then I don't know if it's Oktoberfest or what. The guy has been, terrible. He's been terrible since Oktoberfest. So, Leroy Sané needs to step up. But the one aspect I would worry for Bayern in this matchup against Arsenal is the midfield. Because Bayern's midfield, without Pavlovic, now key, without Pavlovic, who is a kid, Goretzka and Leimer have no chance against Declan Rice, Jorginho, and Odegaard. They have no chance. They will not be able to defend the transitions. They will not be able to defend in a low block. So if I'm the Bayern medical team, Pavlovic, get him some morphines or something. I don't know what to give him. Give him something to recover, because he is so key. And then, I think the one thing that Bayern do have are two good fullbacks. Because, Kimmich has actually played well right back. And then Alphonso Davies. Alphonso Davies needs to step up in this game. I know, maybe his mindset's not on this team anymore. He's looking for the Real Madrid move in the summer. I understand that. Alphonso Davies can rise in this game. But for Arsenal, I think they're a very organized team, shown that they are very good defensively. And when they find that flow of attacking football, they're just relentless. They're relentless. That's what they have to be in the first leg. That's what you have to be in the first leg if you're Arsenal. You cannot rest on just one goal. Take it to Bayern. They have to use the crowd at the Emirates and feed on a 2-0, 3-0 win so that you feel comfortable going to Munich. That's what you have to do for Arsenal. You cannot just say, oh yeah, we're just going to get one goal. It's okay. Well, it's okay. This is maybe similar to Porto. It ain't similar to Porto. Because Porto don't have the quality forwards that Bayern have. They don't. So, it's going to be fascinating to see how Arsenal prepare for the first leg. They're going to have to really go for it. The second leg, if they have a lead, I would actually kind of feel comfortable from Arsenal. I would. But if there is going to be signs of, they concede one goal, are they going to have similar things to Man City, where Man City have sort of capitulated in the Champions League before they won it? Could be a similar thing for Arsenal. We don't know, because this is their first season in the Champions League for a long time, and this team have played really well this year. But when you face that sort of Champions League adversity, hostile crowd can get really mentally to players. But overall, I think Bayern are winning this tie. I'm giving it to Bayern. Now, why do I say Bayern? After I've not said a lot of positives for Bayern, is because this is it. This is their season. They ain't winning no Bundesliga. They got dumped out by the DFB Pokal by a third division team. Shout out to Saarbrücken, but come on. This is it. And Tuchel knows this is it. If Tuchel wants to have a good... between the two managers, this is not even a contest. Tuchel, the guy he's gone. He doesn't care. He don't want to manage in Germany anymore. For Arteta, he's got to be like, man, this is a golden opportunity for me to make a statement in Europe. But I have a feeling Bayern are going to rise to the occasion. And they understand. All right, terrible in the Bundesliga, terrible in the DFB Pokal. We're going to put all of our eggs into the Champions League basket. And I think Bayern are going to beat Arsenal. Now, am I confident in it? Heck no. I mean, some confidence, second leg in Munich, good team, attacking team. They got the firepower. They just got to be very good defensively. The midfield would worry me big time, but this is no dig at Arsenal. I've said this consistently throughout the season. Arsenal are a damn good team, and they are a top 3 favorite for the Champions League. But I think this season is just a bit too quickly for them to make a true statement. I think next season the Champions League could be Arsenal's. It could be Arsenal's. And then the last tie in the quarterfinals, it is a rematch of the last 2 semifinals in the Champions League, Man City and Real Madrid. Again and again, people. Is it going to be different this time around, though? Because the last time these two teams faced each other, Man City were on a roll and they looked like nothing could stop them. And they showed that nothing could stop them. And Man City ran out 4-0 victory in the second leg, went on to win the Champions League. But is there a lot of question marks with Man City? I think defensively, they're still good. Midfield, always going to be good with Rodri and Bernardo Silva and KDB in it. Don't care. They're always going to still be good. Now, the attack is a big worry, which you don't really say for a Pep Guardiola side. That's just my opinion, people. I don't think it has been so flowing with creativity. Yes, they create chances, but they're going to create chances because of the quality of players they have with the KDB, with the Foden. But when they go up against an organized team, a team that are not fearing them, Man City have struggled this year. They have struggled. They're going up against Real Madrid. Now, Real Madrid at times this year really play good football. But that RB Leipzig tie was like, man, they had no control in the game. That's the one thing Real Madrid need to take into this match. They have to take control of this tie. They cannot allow Man City time, possession. Real Madrid got to take the game to them. You have the players. You have Camavinga, Tchouaméni, Toni Kroos, Valverde, Modric, Vini, Bellingham, Rodrigo. You have the players, Carlo. Take it to Man City. See what they are about defensively. See how good Rodri is in transition. Because watching Liverpool against Man City, Rodri did struggle at times in transition play. Don't. Hey, people, I'm not disrespecting Rodri. Rodri is the best midfielder in the world. But he did struggle against Liverpool transition-wise. Can Real Madrid expose that a little bit? Who knows? I think the problem for Real Madrid is defensively, they have not convinced me all season. And that's because they got Nacho at center back and Carvajal still doing his thing. And whoever's going to play left back. Right? Does Ferland Mendy give you that confidence, that aura? The Roman Reigns aura. Does he give you that Roman Reigns aura? No. He doesn't. So, I think for Real Madrid, it's going to be sort of fascinating to see how they approach the first leg. I'm going to say this right now. I think the first leg is going to be hella boring. I think it's going to be the same exact thing as last year, where it was 1-1. We had all this anticipation, finished 1-1. I think it's going to be the same thing. I think it's going to be 1-1. And then the second leg, who knows? A key thing, though, I think this is the case, is Tchouaméni, Vini, and I want to say Toni Kroos or Camavinga. You guys are going to remind me in the comments. Are all one yellow card away from suspension of the second leg. Now, if Vini get it or Tchouaméni, I would be worried. I would be worried big time. I still think Man City are the favorites for the Champions League. I still think they have a really good team. I think they're really prepared for Champions League football compared to what they have been in previous years. So I think Man City will beat Real Madrid. Am I confident in it? Like I've said for the other ties, no. Because I think it's a 50-50. We could see Real Madrid show the heritage and they could really show up, and Vinny, Bellingham, and Rodrigo could be on fire and they could just take it to Man City. I just think Man City, if Eder Militao is not fully fit for that second leg, I'd be worried. I would be worried big time. But I think Man City... Oh, the thing is, who's got a better midfield? I still think Man City got a better midfield. I still think Man City have a better midfield. They're better defensively. That's what's going to carry them to the semifinals. So, the semifinals would have two Bundesliga teams. Two Bundesliga teams, Barcelona and Man City. And the first semifinal would be Dortmund and Barcelona. I think this would be a road too much for Dortmund. I think Barcelona will sort of feel the confidence. They're like, hey guys, we're only 2 games away from a Champions League final? Us? They're going to be like the Spider-Man meme. They're going to be like, wait, us in the Champions League final? After we lost to Villarreal 5-3? After we've been dunked on at the Olympic Stadium? I don't even can't remember the name of the stadium. We might be in a final? I think Barcelona are going to do it. I think Barcelona are going to make the final of the Champions League, which would be crazy. I think it would just, for Dortmund, it would really have to take a magnificent effort from Füllkrug, Sancho, and Donia Malen, and I just don't see it's going to be enough against Barcelona, who do have quality defenders. Like, let's not sleep on Araujo, Koundé, and Kubarsi, and even Christensen coming in. Like, those are quality defenders, and I just don't, compared to Atletico. Like, Atletico, they don't have the defenders from prime time with Miranda and Diego Godin. They don't have those guys. Barcelona have good defenders right now. Think they can do it. They can get some goals and they can beat Dortmund and play in the final in Wembley. And we know Barcelona's record in the finals at Wembley. But who will Barcelona be playing in the final then, you ask? Well, I really wanted to say Bayern because I think they could really use that motivation of this is our only chance of winning silverware. Maybe Harry Kane could be extra motivated for it. I think it's going to be Man City. I think Man City... You can say what you want, people, like, oh, Michael, they don't look really good. They might not look good in the Premier League, people. But in the Champions League, I still think they are the best team. They know how to play knockout football. They have the defenders. They have Pep Guardiola, who's much more prepared for the Champions League, where he's not so open and expansive. He's much more controlled away from home. At home, he will take the game to the opponent. And I just don't think if Bayern go away to the Etihad and play Eric Dyer... Delete, I'm okay with. Eric Dyer and Goretzka and Leimer midfield, they're going to lose. They're going to get destroyed. So, Man City, I think they will be making back-to-back Champions League finals. And the final at Wembley would be very, very fascinating. Because it would be Xavi against Pep. Pep against Barca. And Barcelona trying to win another Champions League at Wembley. Which I think they've done now... 2 before, if I'm not mistaken. I think 2 before. But, unfortunately for Barca, I don't think they're going to do it. I think it's going to be Man City's. I think Man City are going back-to-back, people. Oh, Michael, you're so boring. Que aburrido. Mix up mi dulce. Why are you so boring, Michael? Look, people. This is my opinion. This is why I want to hear your predictions in the comments down below. If you haven't hit the like button, by the way, you're a bozo. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Man City, dare I say it, I don't think they're going to win the Premier League. I don't. I think they're going to put all their eggs into the Champions League and FA Cup basket. Have they been playing the best football recently? No. But in the Champions League, you don't need to play your best football. Look at Dortmund. Look at Bayern. Dare I say, look at Barcelona as well. Like, these teams have not played the best football throughout this season. But what I'm banking on with Man City is experience, quality players, and they just have the midfield and defense to win a Champions League. It might not be, oh, the 2 fullbacks are attacking and they're really getting involved in the attacking play. It's not going to be like that, people. No. Pep has changed. And Pep has sort of decoded, like in the Matrix, a Champions League. And he's now figured out how to win it. And now he's just doing the James Madison celebration, throwing the darts, and it's perfecto. So I think Man City are going to go back-to-back. I think they would have too much for Barcelona. If Barcelona, hear me out, people. If Barcelona win this Champions League, fair play. Fair play. They would deserve it. And if Lamine Yamal is key in those games and they win the Champions League, Lamine Yamal might win the Ballon d'Or at 16 years old. People, I want to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Who's going to be making it to the semi-final? Who's going to be making it to the final? And who will be lifting the two big ears of the Champions League this summer at Wembley? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And of course, I'm going to be doing full predictions for the Champions League like we just did now, Europa League, and the Conference League. So if you want more of the UEFA competitions coverage this season, this is the channel to be. But everybody, have a beautiful day. Stay safe in this crazy world. And until next time, adios.